Welcome everyone to the Saturday Night Scares. The lights are already going mad. And it's definitely not the little baby over there that's making that happen. No, it's not. It's a haunted room! Yeah. Okay, yeah, I saw the light moving on my screen, and I just had to start the video like that. I apologize, but not really. Okay. So, it's been a bit, and I don't know if the audio for the sound is echoing or not. I made some changes to the settings, and I hope that it fixed the issue. I really do. But in the event that doesn't, we're just gonna try to get through this either way. Now, before we start, I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Prendo JR for coming through on Clutch and doing one of these for me in my absence. Huge thank you to him. But for now, we're going to jump right into it. We got 6 videos to watch. I'm quite a bit behind. This first one was from the 1st of February, so yeah, I'm quite a bit behind. So we got 5 scary ghost videos that will scare anyone from Nuke's Top 5. Let go.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. The Thing in the Basement. The title of the YouTube channel, Donnie Drunkard, may seem a bit comical, but the content of the channel is anything but. You see, the channel owner Mark is a paranormal investigator. He claims that an evil spirit, possibly even a demonic force, followed him home after one of his investigations. He says that the spirit now haunts his home and terrorizes him on a daily basis.
Come on. Think something's down here?
He has set up a motion-activated camera in his basement to record, as this is where most of the strange activity takes place. In this video, Mark claims that he was upstairs in his house when he was attacked by the shadow figure. He says that he felt a hard slap across his face and darted into his bedroom to hide with his very freaked out dog, Terry. Mark began recording with his phone.
Are you okay? You okay? Thank you. You're a good boy, eh? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You're a tough guy, eh? You wait here. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay? I'll be right back. Come right back.
all of the creepy activity going on, Mark decides to retreat back upstairs. But meanwhile, his basement camera records something truly bizarre that occurs at the same time. Now, the strange noises could possibly be explained as, well, anything. But just what is this? Let me know what you think. You can watch Mark's continuing story along with frequent updates over on his channel, Donnie Drunkard. In the Shadows.
We're really starting this like that, huh? We're really starting this like that.
Over on the YouTube channel, The Abandoned Prepper, an urban explorer named Adam checks out creepy abandoned houses and locations in Wales. Now, it should be noted that Adam is not a ghost hunter, but when he explores a place called the Summer House, which has a dark history, things get a bit weird.
So the owner of this house bought it for his son. As the son was moving in, he actually crashed his car and died, and then didn't end up moving in. So yeah, the guy said it was cursed and didn't want to move in. Yeah, I'll just have a quick look up these stairs.
From the rotten floors to the decomposing walls, it's obvious that the large house has been abandoned and neglected for many years. As Adam makes his way around the premises, he begins to get the sense that he might not be alone.
Well, that's weird. Can I hear something? I'm guessing it's just the wind.
But things get stranger. Without even noticing, Adam catches this on camera.
Right. Here we go.
Did you see it? Watch again.
Oh, wow.
And this isn't Adam's only encounter with whoever or whatever this is. While exploring the pool area, he catches some movement out of the corner of his eye.
And then the pool. What was that? The pool? What was that?
Adam decides to make his way out.
Right, guys. Oh, my head's gone. I thought I seen something in the window, so I've looked back on my footage, and then I don't know. I seen a shadow go past the window, so I've just legged it. I wasn't gonna stick around, guys. I'm not a ghost hunter. You know what I mean?
So, was this just another explorer? Or perhaps a homeless person lurking in the shadows? Or did Adam catch something paranormal on camera? You decide.
Yeah, either way, he did the.
You can check out Adam's channel, The Abandoned Prepper, for more of his
bailed.
creepy urban explorations.
Yeah, if I saw that, I would have bailed as well.
Deconstruction.
I don't care if it was a
This
ghost.
next clip is from a Chinese ghost hunter named Xiao Long, who broadcasts his investigations live on a Chinese streaming service. Xiao Long and his friend are exploring an abandoned building that is said to be haunted by the ghost of a construction worker who lost his life while working on the building. As they begin their investigation, creepy things start to happen immediately.
Oh, I found one. 아니야.我操！我刚才看了好像鸡巴干活的。你他妈个逼啊！真的。干哪呀？这他妈走过去了。
One of the explorers swears that he saw a worker dressed in construction clothes walk through the lobby downstairs, but his friend doesn't seem to believe him. He shrugs it off and they continue their investigation.
这屋里进不了，进不了，别进！我操你妈的！我操！操你妈！这方面全接上了，这老怀疑呢。我操你妈！我啥呀？我操你妈！这楼里有人！在啊！在哪呢？我操你妈！刚才我操你妈！我对你啊
Okay, so I know that the video's not over yet, but I'm finding it a little suspicious that this guy keeps claiming that he's seeing something, but he's not the one with the camera, or doesn't have a camera rolling for him to catch this stuff. So it's either a coincidence that it's happening like that, or he's putting on one hell of a good performance. And the skeptical part of me is kind of overlapping the paranormal side of me and saying this is BS. But the clip's not over yet, so I'm just gonna continue on from there and see what else happens.
你咋的？你咋的，李小良？啊？我操你妈！
And ladies and gentlemen, the kitty segment.
Again, the same explorer claims to have seen someone, but again, his friend thinks he's just being hysterical. Now, before we go any further, I should point out that unlike the Saudi Arabian ghost hunters who pray to ward off evil spirits, the Chinese believe that cursing and acting angry will scare away evil ghosts and demons. And you'll see what I mean.
我操你妈！
Okay.操你妈的！谁？我操！哎呦我操！你过来！你们哭我有怎么不敢去？过来！操妈谁呀？知道我。 谁？转！我操！操你妈！你出来！我操你妈的！我后边有。转！
And yet again, one of the explorers sees what looks like a man in a red hard hat peering from behind the door. This time, he even manages to capture it on camera. But yet again, his friend doesn't believe him. That is, until everything suddenly takes a terrifying turn.
操你妈！我去你妈的！快！操你妈的！操你妈的你！我去！
Nice. Oh.
快点往回跑！
As they make their escape, the building seems to be crashing down all around them. One of them falls right through an open hole in the floor. Luckily, they eventually manage to make it outside the building to safety. So, what do you think? Did they catch extreme footage of an angry construction worker ghost on their live stream? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Since Xiaolong's videos are not on YouTube and would be almost impossible to find for non-Chinese speakers, I've included links down in the video description. I also want to say a huge thank you.
Now, I'm on the fence on this one. Because, you know, the tricks that were used in that could easily be faked. But it's not so easy when it's being live streamed. You know, it's not like, you know, you can just turn the camera off, position like a decoy out of the room and all that, and then start re-recording from there. You know, when you're doing it live, you don't have an opportunity to change people out. So, yeah, I'm on the fence on that one.
The Chinese artist Hono, who suggested, translated, and even helped research this video. Face the music. On the channel 9C TV, paranormal investigator Casey Nolan and his crew investigate allegedly haunted houses and locations. In this video, they're investigating a house in Tennessee that the owner claims is home to a dark presence.
My grandfather Jack died here a couple months ago. He left the house to me as well. But when I'm here staying the night, I notice a presence that I do not recognize. It's becoming kind of difficult for me to deal with. There's just so much going on in this house that I don't have words to explain.
The house's owner says that he's seen and heard things around the house that are downright chilling, like unexplained strange sounds and doors and cabinets opening on their own. The guys catch some odd noises on their spirit box and a strange reflection in a window. But by far, the creepiest activity seems to be centered around an old piano in the house's hallway.
Did you hear the piano for just a second?
I got 2 fingers on, I'm barely touching. I think it's going to no. That's what it's looking like. Yeah, it looks like it's going past the letter. Oh, fuck. Do you no longer want to communicate with us? Bro, you know what? Let's just end this. Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
They head to the piano to investigate the strange single notes that they keep hearing. And then things get truly
it seems like the spirits communicate more through the piano than through that board.
I don't see any more keys pushed down. If that was you, can you do it again? Come on, let's do it now. We've got the cameras on you. And, go ahead, make the sound. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah. Can you give us a little sound? dude.
As one of the investigators strikes a note on the piano keyboard, the doors in the house and even the very building itself seems to shake on its foundation. The Mindseed TV.
Yeah, gone. I'm just gone. No, just bye. I'm gone. If that was happening to me,
You guys have had enough and decide to just get out of there.
yeah.
But the creepy noises inside the house continue behind them as they leave.
That's the first time in any of these videos that I have seen a paranormal investigator play a note on a piano key 3 times, and then the whole damn house just starts to shake. Yeah, no. I'm gone. No.
There's no fucking way.
The guys say that the presence in the house seemed just a bit too dangerous to continue their investigation.
Say what you want about us being cowards or whatever, but when you're dealing with a presence like that, that is trying to take
No, that's not cowardly, that's smart, dude. I would have been gone too.
action against you, it's not a game. We're not there to get hurt.
You can watch this full investigation, as well as the team's other weekly paranormal investigations, over on their channel, Mindseed TV. False sense of security. In a recent viral video, a night security guard at a supermarket in Sao Paulo, Brazil, says that he saw some odd activity on the surveillance cameras in the parking garage.
Alright guys, at this point I'm just going to be a tad bit quieter when I'm commenting. My baby just fell asleep. I'm going to turn the camera towards her real quick. There they are, nice and comfortable and asleep. And there's the kitty. Oh. Hope that scared ya.
He went down to investigate, and it did not go well.
Minha vida, aquele carro ali, ele mexeu. Eu parei com a moto aqui agora. Eu vou ficando doido. Olha, o outro lá mexeu. Esse carro aqui.
So this guy just got here, and already shit's going down.
Quem é que tá aí? Você mexeu o carro, mexa agora. Mexa esse carrinho que tá aí.
Yep, there goes. But really, dudes, you chose this as the number 1 in this lineup. This is the least scary one. You should have put this one at number 5, and the house shaking one at number 1.
Carts seem to be moving on their own, and weirdest of all, a motorcycle starts up with no one around. So did this security guard actually capture paranormal activity in the supermarket parking garage? Or is this all just a hoax with fishing line and remote starters?
Yeah, it's
You decide.
it's a little scarier than some of the
Thanks
other
for
videos
watching.
now.
Suggest videos for the top 5.
I still think the house shaking one should have been number 1 though, because that one really just don't want to think about it. Alright, next video is 17 videos of your absolute worst fears. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this and are enjoying the stream so far, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, and so that way you can be notified of when new streams come up. Because I try to do this every Saturday. Let's continue.
Fear really has no limit, so when you think you've found your absolute worst fear, understand that there is always something worse. Number 17.
Alright guys, I'm gonna show you one of the reasons we hate this house.
There's a YouTuber named Not Your Average Wife, who apparently does not live in your average home either. Her dog Catherine absolutely refuses to go down the steps leading to their basement. Follow the dog's eyes because I think it might be seeing something down there that none of us can.
Catherine! Come on baby! Come on pretty! Come on baby!
Not even a nudge from behind can convince Catherine to go down the stairs.
Come on Catherine!
And just to prove it's not a general fear of steps, they show her using different stairs without a problem. Maybe the dog almost fell down basement steps or something, and is now afraid of them. At least, that's the only non-paranormal explanation I can think of. And if it is paranormal, based on how Catherine is acting, it must be something sinister in that basement. Number 16. A live streamer named Spetsnaz Boss suspects his house could be haunted. After catching this moment on his channel, he is fully engrossed in the game when the clothing on his door lifts up for no reason at all.
This looks not good. Please, I don't wanna go, please.
The sleeve of his jacket raises in the air, as if to say hi to all of his fans watching. There could be a chance this is staged, especially considering he is coincidentally playing a scary horror game, but maybe his fear is precisely what attracted it. Number 15. A fox with clouded over white eyes bites at the door, its tongue extending wildly, its teeth making a terrible scraping noise across the glass. This fox appears to have lost its mind, probably from rabies. It has no idea where it's going, or what it's looking at, only that it wants to get inside and cause chaos. Look into its eyes, and you'll see all instinct is lost, replaced with madness and confusion. Its tongue lashes out for moisture that isn't there, smearing its sickness into the glass. When it opens its mouth at 58 seconds, you can see the points of all of its teeth are gone, probably broken off from biting many hard surfaces as it stumbles through its final hours. Number 14.
Oh, wow.
This video very quickly turns into one...
Oh. I feel bad for that fox, man. It's a scary clip, but I feel bad for that fox, man. Rabies is no joke.
One of the worst fears that I think most people have, your parents walking in on you doing something embarrassing. This is believed to be a Twitch streamer from Russia, but I was unable to track down who this streamer is. If you know, let me know in the comments. But anyways, she's in the middle of lip-syncing a Japanese song for the viewers watching her Twitch stream. That's when she hears her door opening. She quickly jumps to turn the music off, clearly embarrassed he's just walked into her stream. Apparently, this is her stepdad, and they have a short conversation before she starts closing the door on him. It's always been a fear of mine to get walked in on while singing along to my favorite songs, but I can only imagine how worse it would be to have it happen while in a cosplay outfit and live streaming. It might be time to buy a lock. Number 13. A dog barks in the distance at an alleged ghost.
You know, when I first saw that thumbnail, I thought that the guy was going in there for a much more ewy pervert pedo reason. I'm glad that it was just him walking in on his stepdaughter being goofy.
Seen floating around a women's college in Asansol, India.
Mga kasampak
It kind of looks like they are floating in midair at first, but I think they are probably walking across a rather thin branch. I think I see them grab onto the tree for support at 6 seconds into the video, so I can't agree for certain that this is an actual ghost. Number 12, a British music store in Brighton called GAC captures 2 paranormal events on CCTV.
I saw that spirit.
The first one happens during business hours, in which a white outline walks up the steps and skirts around a customer while they send a text. Sometime later, it walks back up to one of them and then turns around at the last second. If this is a CCTV glitch showing overlapping video, then it's weird how the phantom figure seems to take their positions into account when moving. About 2 months later, these guitars sway back and forth with no one in the store. None of the other instruments move at all, no shadows on the wall to indicate anyone is nearby. If this is not real, then how was it done? Number 11, Ken Heron and his ghost investigating assistant Gary explore an old burned down house covered in soot and ash. Trash litters the inside, and every surface feels sharp and broken, so they can't stay for long. As they're leaving, Ken gets the feeling that they are being watched, a feeling that Gary soon confirms.
Behind me. I'm scared. They're doing something.
Sure enough, this figure is observing them from the very corner of the window, barely noticeable if not for its single glowing white eye. They look to be crouched down to make themselves even harder to see, but here's the thing, nobody should be standing in that spot at all. Ken and Gary were just in that house, and they both know that's a portion of the room with a collapsed floor. Number 10, Elliot Mosqueda has a motion sensor cam in his living room that at first glance appears to go off for no reason. Look at the television though to see someone crossing the room. I can see the black reflection of this square poster in the television, so it definitely really was the same background. The question is if it's real or edited. Number 9. A father and his 2 children explore this abandoned house as a strange way to bond together, but I think it might have ended up ripping them apart. They cross into the dark kitchen and immediately hear a wild growl.
Hey kids, you wanna go do something fun? We're gonna have a bonding experience. Oh, are we going to Chuck E. Cheese? Oh, or play miniature golf? No, we're gonna explore a haunted house. Like all kids want to.
Followed by low whispers and a pair of glowing eyes. They are hurrying out of the house as fast as they can, but debris is everywhere, and they have to move slow. Just when they're about to leave, they find their way blocked by their absolute worst fears.
Oh my god! Oh my, get out of here!
The thin ghoul is barely reminiscent of a human, its features wide and dark and taking up large portions of its face. Its eyes and nose are missing, its mouth nothing more than a wide cavern, extending from cheek to cheek. Number 8. This alleged ghost video was taken on the 2nd floor of a college, but I think it might simply be a chair getting pulled by string. Still, do you see anything here when zoomed in? I can't say I do. Number 7. It's late at night when a YouTuber named Single Athel hears something just outside of his home. His curiosity
I'm sorry. Who in their right mind takes their children to a paranormal investigation as a means to bond with them?
Always his fear, and so he takes a camera outside with him to try and find the source. At least one person is sure this is a demon, but a lot of people are saying it's just a fox. Let me know what you hear.
Hey, might be that same fox from the earlier clip, the one that had the rabies.
This video was taken in December, which does fall in line with the fox mating season. Still, it's kind of strange that the person living here claims to have never heard this before and doesn't know what it is. Here's another clip to help you analyze the source with me.
What is that noise?
Was this a fox or something much worse, like the rake? Number 6. A YouTuber named Melmer4564 has a unique problem with her apartment home, an unwanted visitor who simply won't go away. You might not see it now, but it sees you. This small crescent shape looks like a human face, no matter what angle you look at it from. Even when the camera is fully tilted, you can still tell that is the left side of someone's face. How did this get here? And more important than that, why is it not going away? Number 5. The SEMGHS Ghost Hunters record some interesting evidence of the paranormal during their investigation of a house in Waterford, Michigan. Nobody is anywhere near the doorway when this motion detector goes off, so tell me how this can happen.
This is somebody shut up.
Oh, the bus went off.
Then when he says hello, the motion detector fades away as orbs fall.
Hello. What you are seeing right there, that's the motion detector.
And as they're talking about what happened, a third voice chimes in with this creepy whisper.
That's it was the extended
Number 4. A YouTuber named D-Edge detects strange activity in his hallway after leaving his PS4 camera on record. This small figure appears no less than 2 times, despite the apartment being empty, at least according to the uploader. 20 seconds later, the figure makes its second entrance, hanging around the top of the doorway each time before disappearing into the darkness. I was thinking that maybe this was light coming from the window across the room, but the angle doesn't exactly match up. Something is definitely there, but let me know what you think it could be. Number 3. This video of a girl brushing her teeth is said to have been found behind a dumpster by a nearby worker taking a break. Deep voices on the tape sound like they must have been slowed down, but her toothbrush sounds normal, so I don't know what's going on here at all. After 14 seconds of this, movement is heard off camera, and she is ambushed by something that sounds not of this world. I get the impression that she was not aware that she was being recorded because she never looks at the camera. Maybe it was even taken on the other side of a one-way mirror or through a hole in the wall. Number 2. This grainy cell phone video comes from the SNDT Women's University in Mumbai, India. They are walking down a long hall filled with various classroom conversations when they see another student coming the opposite way. Well, I guess they didn't technically see them, since it was only a pair of shoes with nobody attached. Tell me, am I losing my mind? Or if this really is a ghost student going to class? Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. A Redditor named Stalker the Zone seems like he is in a real hurry as he records a wheelchair at the hospital. He is definitely waiting for something to happen, but I get the feeling he doesn't want to get caught by anyone using his phone, so maybe this is his place of work.
Come on.
Just when he is about to give up, the wheelchair comes to life and moves on its own. His vindication gives way to horror when he realizes the wheelchair is turning his way.
See, no.
I guess someone off screen could be pulling the wheelchair towards them, but my understanding is that wheelchairs are fairly heavy, and any wire that could pull it would also be thick enough to see on video. These scary videos will drop your jaw, and after you've seen what I've seen, you'll know why there's
Okay. So, that was an interesting one. Okay, so the next one we got top 15 videos that 99% of people can't watch. Okay, I will be right back. Need a bathroom break. Huh? I love you. Where's my phone at? Got a little makeshift second screen here, that way I can see the live chat without having to disrupt the stream itself. Alright. Evening, Prendo. Good to see ya. Alright. Here we go.
Number 15. Near miss. It's safe to assume that when somebody is standing on train tracks, staring down an oncoming train, they're either crazy or sadly looking to end their life. That question is exactly at hand in this footage, taken in India, published in May of 2017. The footage shows a train steadily making its way down the track when a mother and her daughter decide that's the best time to book it across. They slow down as they reach the other side, while the train, fast approaching, starts blaring its horn to warn them to get the heck out of the way. Instead, the mother and daughter remain on the track, walking casually toward the train, before veering off to the right in what appears to be the last second. Why would you tempt your own fate, and even worse, the fate of your child, by walking this fine line between life and passing on? One can only guess. As myself and most in the comments agree, this could have ended terribly. Number 14. Ghost in Korea. Ghost investigations are even scarier in another language. In this video posted to YouTube in December of 2018, ghost investigators attempt to infiltrate an abandoned house that we can only guess is haunted, at least it looks that way, while exploring the home.
Hey Prendo, do I have any echo right now, or am I good? Nice.
The investigator keeps hearing things moving, debris being unsettled, and from the way he's jerking his camera around, it seems he's sensing movements around.
I think these settings that I set are working. So I hopefully I finally figured it out. I'm just gonna keep my settings as they are, and we're just gonna move forward from there.
What is in this home with him? The place appears as though someone just picked up and left. It's covered with debris and looks like it was abandoned in a state of chaos. While creeping around some upstairs room, the ghost investigators appear to sense someone or something, and that something grabs a hold of him. It's clear he's struggling with a force in the home. He tossles with it and for a moment is dragged backwards by the force before he escapes, racing out of there like his life depends on it, which it probably does. What is going on in this video? Is there any explanation as to what pulled this ghost investigator backwards? It certainly looks real to me. For fear of knowing, don't answer. After all, I don't think 99% of people could handle the answer.
어딨어? 자기 있으면 나와봐.
Number 13. Kuyang Dayak. The origins of this video are mysterious, and the footage even more so. Published to YouTuber Chibonk182, the short clip is entitled Kuyang Dayak. The video shows what appears to be a beast human behind a cage. The creature seems to have an animalistic body, although no animal on Earth has ever looked like this. While its ghost white face is that of a human male's, with long shaggy brown hair. The face looks perturbed by chit-chatting of the onlookers, to say the least, but it just continues to lie there on the blue flowered sheet, its limbs moving slightly. Also known as the Krasu in Cambodian mythology, and Krasu in Laos, the Kuyang spirit is ubiquitous across the folklore of Southeast Asia. The figure appears with the head of a woman, with its internal organs trailing below her. Is that what it is meant to be? If not, then what in the world is it? A thing of myth and legend or not? This clip does one thing right. It makes you shudder in horror. Number 12. Ghost Dad. If you've lost a loved one, you might sometimes feel that their spirit is still with you. And if you're anything like TikToker E to the R to the ICA, you might find video proof that this is actually true. Erica R 1971 posted this ghostly video to the site writing, "So my security picked this up tonight. My dad passed on November 26th, and I wonder if it's him." The footage shows a ghostly figure pass by, floating casually past the security camera. The figure is white and vapor-like, appearing across the scene from right to left. If Erica is right, and this is in fact her father's spirit, what is he trying to tell her? Does he just want to comfort her by making his presence known? It does not look like CGI to me, so I think this video is 100% real. In Erica's place, would you feel comforted by a ghost? Number 11. Don't raid the fridge. If you like to scrounge for snacks at night, this video will have you second guessing that midnight snack. Posted to Reddit by Better Than Better, the home security footage reveals a dark and seemingly empty kitchen at night. And 30 seconds in, a man trudges in and opens the fridge to get his snack. While the man is standing at the fridge, drinking something. Watch the teddy bear on the kitchen table. It starts moving ever so slightly, bobbing up and down. But that's not all. When the man closes the fridge and turns to leave, the baby walker next to the table does this, confused about whether he saw what he thinks he saw. The man doesn't take his eyes off the baby walker as he leaves the room, but he returns a short time later, his wife by his side, presumably to explain what happened. As he's indicating that the baby walker moved of its own accord, the teddy bear falls over, or rather seems to fly backwards.
And that's
as
what
the wife
happens
jumps
when
out
you
of the
don't
room,
get him
and
some
the man
money.
approaches the bear. Two of the chairs tucked under the table spring out simultaneously. If that isn't enough to scare you out of your own home, I don't know what is. I believe dealing with an incident like this is something 99% of people couldn't handle. Number 10. Watts family ghosts. The story of the Watts family is a terrible and horrific incident most are familiar with, and which I've talked about a couple times in videos. But this footage is a little different. As many of you know, Chris Watts took the lives of his pregnant wife and 2 daughters in Frederick, Colorado in August of 2018. It's a horrifying event that appears to have called up some terrible energy within the Watts family home. Posted to YouTube by Conjure Queen Tours, who states that she's a medium, psychic, and empath in her comments. This footage purports to show ghostly images and EVP picked up by police cameras within the Watts family home. From figures in the mirrors to giggling girls, the cops come across some eerie things inside the home. According to some in the comments, many cultures cover mirrors when there's a passed away person in the home, as they believe the souls can get trapped in mirrors and thereafter never leave. Is that what's happening here? Most in the comments agree that they feel unsettled just watching the video. Others say you can feel the negative energy in the house, and it feels alive. More even admit that this video left the hairs standing up on the back of their neck. The police as well appear to feel it as they search the home, first for clues, and later when they were called by neighbors who claimed a female intruder had entered the premises. YouTuber Miss So Is Your Face writes, I've never seen a video where you can feel the energy. Wow. Can you feel it? I certainly can. Number 9.
That looks like a giant teddy bear.
When a video begins with an apparent seance around candlelight, coupled with a chant of, I will not fear the clown, you know you're in for a treat, posted by YouTuber Mo Vlogs in November of 2017, the super upbeat video turns dark when the trio do a seance around a ring of candles to summon the clown. At first, nothing happens. The group blows the candles out, overjoyed that no clown turned up. They decide not to play around with Halloween voodoo anymore, but as they're walking through the home, don't look over their shoulder, oblivious to the home invasion happening behind them. The trio calls it a day, but this initial clown spotting is not the end of it, as Natalia is reversing out of the driveway. Here it is again in the bright red of the brake lights. This time they aren't oblivious to the clown. The sighting causes them to race inside, where they lock all the doors and attempt to hide, but as it turns out, you can run, but you can't hide. The clown is at the door again, silhouetted in the foggy glass. Well, this was most likely a prank by one of his friends. For those of us with chlorophobia, aka the fear of clowns, it is no joke. Thanks a lot, Stephen King. Number 8. Virginia home intrusion. People can be equally, if not more, frightening than the spirit world, and this video is proof. Posted by NBC4 Columbus in June of 2017. The video description reads, a suspect has been taken into custody in connection to the incident that occurred at Woodbend Cove in Winfield, West Virginia on Thursday. The incident in question is caught in the surveillance footage, a gentle reminder that our life can be taken right out from under us. The video shows a woman enter a home, calling out a greeting before racing into the home. She is first seen running upstairs, where she grabs several things, placing them into a big bag at the bottom of the steps, before running around to gather more valuables. She lugs a bag full of stuff into the living room, throwing it on the couch in order to detach the DVD player from the TV. She struggles significantly with it, yanking on multiple cords trying to remove it. Once she does, she shoves everything into the bag, and as she continues to collect electronics, someone, presumably her backup, is heard from a walkie-talkie or other device, likely informing her about the situation outside.
There's a guy what?
It's been over.
Okay.
She continues to gather stuff, after which she asks her partner if things are clear to come out, and the response is somewhat inaudible.
Am I good to come out?
And they got living on it.
What?
In the end, she makes off with 2 large trash can-sized bags of stuff, along with whatever she's managed to jam into her purse. She yells at her partner to pull it up before leaving with the getaway driver.
Yeah. Pull it up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Pull it up.
Further news reported by Metro News indicates that the suspect and the getaway driver were identified after the home was gutted of $5,000 worth of possessions between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Many in the comments are more than surprised by these brazen actions, with YouTuber Susan Appleby writing, "She should try and rob some brain cells next time. Couldn't agree more." Number 7. La Llorona, a very similar sounding shriek to the so-called cougar. This one claims the sound is coming from none other than a monster from traditional Latin America folklore known as La Llorona. According to legend, La Llorona was the unloved mother of her 2 sons. Her husband loved his sons more than her, and also had an affair with another woman, causing La Llorona to break. She is said to have taken the lives of her 2 boys in a river in a rage, following them in grief by taking her own alongside their bodies. Now she wanders the earth in search of the souls of her sons. The terrifying wailing of her grief is heard throughout Latin America. Those who hear her cries are said to face misfortune or even have their lives taken. So maybe just to be on the safe side, turn down the volume for this one. Published to YouTube in September of 2018, the horrifying demonic scream at the start of the video definitely doesn't sound human. In fact, it makes you want to urge whoever is filming to get someplace safe, fast. Instead, he films outside on the rain-filled streets at night as La Llorona screeches demonically in an animalistic cry. Shortly after, a more human-like woman's weeping is heard. The man approaches the phantom voice in the darkness. It's difficult to make out a figure in all this, but he speaks to her, and she responds, which makes one think this is a real human woman making these sounds, not La Llorona after all.
¿Tu esposa?
After a while of the man chatting back and forth with her, and then answering his radio, the woman falls silent. Barry in the comments says, "I understand Spanish. She seems to have multiple personalities. Was that inhuman sound made by a human person? Someone with multiple personalities? Perhaps someone possessed? Or is this La Llorona in the flesh?" Number 6,
I would call an ambulance.
Goblin Shark.
I don't know
if you
about
only
anyone else,
knew
but
what
I
was
would've-
lurking beneath the waters, would you even want to dip a toe in? I guarantee you this video will keep you land-bound. Known as the Goblin Shark, this creepazoid creature extends its jaw out of its body and snaps it back when catching food. Take a look at this madness in action, posted by the Discovery Channel Southeast Asia in June of 2016. The shark is seen chomping a diver in the depths of the ocean, its jaw extending, just as the narrator describes. The narrator notes that this particular goblin shark is a juvenile, so its teeth weren't strong enough to fully penetrate the diver's wetsuit. Next time though, this diver might not be so lucky.
Luckily, it was a juvenile with immature teeth that could barely penetrate the wetsuit. Had it been a 16-foot-long adult, it could have done some
Those things are
serious damage.
creepy looking. Oh my
Remember that when you
God.
decide to risk a deep dive into the uncharted territories of the world's oceans. This is scary enough to see just in this video. I couldn't imagine what it must have been like in real life. Number 5, Cougar Call. When you're in the middle of the woods, alone and defenseless, the last thing you want to hear is this. This horrifying sound, according to its uploader, is a cougar mating call, but what it sounds like is a woman shrieking for her life in fear or inexplicable horror, coupled with the moaning horde-like sound of an unknown creature. If you hadn't been told this was a cougar, how would you feel hearing this in the middle of the woods?
I would feel like a woman was being chased by, best guess, the Demigorgon. That's my best guess right there. Shout out to Stranger Things. I'm looking forward to season 4.
I mean, maybe it's just more horrifying knowing that it is a cougar, as it might just go for your face. Redditor Eli uses Reddit, shares his opinion, saying, hearing this without thinking it's a cougar would honestly make me blank myself, with many in the thread agreeing with that summatation. Others liken the sound to a woman having her life taken, while some think it sounds like a zombie breakout or a banshee. Further in the thread, however, Redditor The Lil Hedgehog claims that this sound is not in fact a cougar, but rather really is the sound of a woman shrieking from some police body cam footage, which has been dubbed into the video. Does anyone familiar with animal sounds know what a cougar shriek actually sounds like? Whether or not it's a cougar, I'd have to agree that if I heard this noise in the forest, I would surely panic. Number 4. Apparition in the window. When you visit a place that's notoriously haunted, don't expect to be disappointed. Posted to YouTube by Corndictive, the uploader writes of this clip, watch the very top window of the house. That flash didn't happen when we were taping this, and none of us know what it is. There were no cars out when this happened. The top window in question is that of the Glenmore Mansion. This clip necessitates a little background on this spooky place. As it turns out, many of the historical sites of Jefferson County, Tennessee are crazy haunted. Glenmore Mansion was built in 1799. It belonged to a family for a century and was later bought up by Mr. Milton Preston Jarnigan, who named the house after his first son, who passed away as an infant. The home was in the Jarnigan family for a further century. Over the course of more than 2 centuries, passing in this old home were bound to occur, resulting in the haunting of these hallowed grounds. According to some legends, the house is like an Escher drawing in that the exterior windows are more in number than the interior windows. Others also suggest the home's height changes, although some say the mega mansion has 15 rooms across 5 stories, with other sites reporting there are 27 rooms. When the mansion falls dark, visitors claim there's a presence roaming around the home, but don't worry, the presence is benevolent. Some believe it to be the ghost of a local historian, Thomas Roach. When alive, Roach claimed that if ever a ghost was found there, it would be him. But one of the creepiest sightings happened outside the mansion altogether. A young girl is often seen walking along the estate's road at night in the darkness. From unexplained sounds to shadows in the mirrors, the mansion has had its fair share of ghastly ghosts. Tours of the home are routine, but once the lights are out and the house has been abandoned for the night, some say a light turns on in the attic. This Victorian gem of the house seems so perfectly cookie-cutter that it's the perfect place for a haunting, and the unsettling nature of the home is confirmed by this video. The crew focuses in on an upstairs window where they see lights or a flash of light and something moving inside. Can you spot it? Whether you believe in ghosts or not, you probably wouldn't want to be in Glenmore Mansion when the lights turned on. Number 3, Banana Tree Ghost. Every culture has its own folklore, but the Banana Tree Ghost of Asia is particularly creepy. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. We've seen banana tree ghosts in the past, but this one is extra spooky. Alien Angel writes, Ghost Girl crying in a banana tree patch. It is unbelievable what happens towards the end. Traditionally, the ghost hides out in wild banana trees and is with a green complexion, full black hair, and bright red lips. She remains incognito there until full moon drives her out of the darkness, which is when she is made visible at night. Often she is seen standing without touching the ground. Her lower half is represented as not solid, but wispy, like an extension from the trunk of the tree itself, apart from the tree's fruits being inedible. Many don't grow this type of banana tree in their compounds or homes because of their haunted nature. This is also why if you cut a banana tree from the clump in Thailand, it's seen as a bad omen, while the witch is believed to be for the most part a good witch, even going so far as to offer food to Buddhist monks who pass her by. With this bit of background, take a look at this video. The Wailing Witch is clearly visible in this banana tree. Her long black hair and light green shirt seen amongst the giant banana leaves. What isn't clear is why she's crying like this. Or is that crying coming from the person viewing the witch? Is it a cry
please hear the audio?
The viewer doesn't have to be afraid for long, as the witch soon vanishes, flashing up out of the tree and out of sight. While some in the comments say this is surely a witch, others aren't so sure. Redditor Pete318 shares his own personal view, writing, "There are some areas where spirit people congregate, and you can tell these areas by several things you feel when near them. Whether you believe in the haunting of nature or not, this video is proof that there are some things out there that will forever remain a mystery." Number 2. The silhouette in the sunlight. You know when you're nonchalantly taking video, panning across the room, and this happens? The short clip posted to YouTube by Baku DD is not meant to be a jump scare, but it'll have you jumping scared anyway. As the woman films her apartment with a blurry camera, she pans around to a hallway that appears to be filled with sunlight, perhaps by a window backlighting the area, and there stands a tall, looming figure that apparently shouldn't be there at all, judging by the woman's frightened reaction. The woman shrieks, and the shot moves sideways as she jumps in fright. When she pans back to the hallway, the figure is gone. This is either a fantastic fake or the real deal. Whether you think it's legit or not, it's probably something you wouldn't want to witness in the flesh. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Every Tuesday. Number 1, petrifying barn dweller. When you hear something outside and you don't know what it is, it's probably best not to go in search of it. That's what YouTuber Leviathan did in January of 2020, writing, "We've been hearing chilling sounds from barn, and we decided to investigate. What we've seen lurking in there was petrifying. Is there someone who is able to identify the creature?" The video shows the pair walking through the darkness in the woods at night. They enter a wooden barn and are shortly met by this terrifying rattling howl. When the thing starts banging around the barn, the pair of thrill seekers don't stay long enough to find out what was making that noise. Who can blame them?
Looks like a lake.
Would you want to face whatever is making this sound? In the nighttime darkness? Me neither. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday.
Alright.
Or if you're still not convinced,
Now we're moving on to King Frostmare. 10 mysterious TikTok videos you have never seen. You know, I love how they keep throwing out, "Oh, you've never seen these. You've never seen these." Well, maybe that's because TikTok is still relatively new. So there's probably a lot of TikTok videos that we've never seen before. So, let's jump right in.
Hello guys, tonight it is time to check out some more TikTok videos that people have captured all around the world. Are you using TikTok yourself by any chance? And now without further ado, let's buckle up and stay frosty. This clip was recorded by Carlos Chimmel MX, and he was filming on a sunny day on a local rooftop in Mexico. The story goes that a young girl had passed away, and people had placed some ornaments to remember her. I'm not sure if this area was located close to a cemetery, but it is here where Carlos captures an oddity behind one of those stone structures.
Saw it. pokes its head out right there.
It appears that Carlos might have come across a female spirit peeking around the corner. Was it the deceased girl, maybe? What's your opinion?
Could be real. The eyes of my neighbor.
Clara NS, a TikTok user from Germany, realized that a strange face was peeking out of a neighboring house just across the fence. It clearly was not belonging to any of the people who lived there.
Oh, I see it now. White glowing eyes, that is...
The question is, does this face belong to a person living in the house, or is it something completely different? This gets even more interesting.
Unless some neighbors are demons,
Good thing I speak
I
German.
seriously doubt that's someone that's living there.
Hey guys,
Hey guys, I was just about to do another recording. The house across the street.
Sorry, Augensinn.
Two eyes parked peeking out. I realize the dude is standing there staring at me.
Now the same face popped up again, days after. The dude in front of the house, I don't think he had anything to do with it though. Were the eyes paranormal related? I couldn't say. TikTok user Guvir Singh 637 is a paranormal enthusiast and likes to share bits of his investigations that he's holding with his team in deserted areas in the midst of night. This evening is no exception. He seems to catch something on the right side of the screen at first. But whatever it was appears to be gone. Moments later, something odd can be captured on the left side. What is this wispy shape? Hard to say. On another occasion, Guvir caught another mysterious being on the side of the road. It must have startled them quite a bit in order for them to jump down to the floor.
Yeah, it looks like a bush.
It's pretty hard to tell what exactly they caught here. It could be a face. Hey guys, if you wish to support me to enjoy many more videos, please consider becoming a member and joining my channel.
Creature in the night.
Jigglypuff 666999 states that one night he noticed that something was off in his neighborhood.
This clip again.
So apparently he was out with friends one night when he noticed a really odd humanoid figure bouncing around out in the open. Pretty weird. But he also captures this on a neighboring street. Is it an animal that got loose by any chance? Sounds pretty human though. On another night, he seems to notice the same noises stemming from a park. Then in front of his house, he captures the bouncing creature once more.
It kind of looks like an albino gorilla.
Could it be a rake-related creature? Or just a friend of his? Let me know.
Either way, it's scary. Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna push through it. For you guys, pushing through it.
Bo and Petty Reynolds forwarded me the following video of Renault Ray's TikTok.
Oh, I've seen this clip before.
A lightning ball seems to make its way over some train tracks. Full with electricity, it appears to also affect the surrounding area. Truly a magnificent event. What do you think? If not staged, what could have caused this ball of energy? And how can it travel just like that, hovering above the ground? Have you ever seen something similar occur? Let me know in the comments.
It's weird, but it can be explained through a very rare natural occurrence where electricity can travel because it's traveling along an electromagnetic field.
Alexia ST07 states that she was hearing inexplicable noises in her parents' house, and that ever so often she caught some abnormal occurrences with her camera. This night she came across another strange encounter, when encouraging whatever was down there to respond.
Si quieres asesinarme, solo aplaude.
Okay.
Perhaps that is playing a bad prank on Alexia. Must have caught her by surprise.
Yeah, that about gave me a heart attack. Man, I was like, I can't imagine what that woman went through with that one.
Mika Sortel 19898 started recording on his TikTok when he caught 3 cats playing with a weird person on the road. Is it a homeless person that Mika caught peeking around the bush and staring at his window?
Possibly. It's weird, whatever.
But why doesn't the person wear any clothes? This is certainly really unusual. Maybe something else was going on here. Unsettling. Picturing a creeper looking into your own home though, isn't it?
So everyone wanted an update on what happened yesterday, so this is what happened. After I made the video, I went inside and I got my parents, and they did not believe me. But they went outside to check around, see what was there, because I showed them the video and they saw it, but no one was there.
Jasmine is talking about an event that took place on the porch of her parents' house the day prior to this. An event that startled her pretty good. What had happened?
And a lot of you were wondering where I was filming this, and I'll show you. This is my porch. It's like an outside area. A lot of you probably have one. I was sitting right here, and a lot of you were wondering why my window was open, and it's a screen. It's a clear screen. They're not open. So if anything else happens, I'll let you guys know.
Jasmine was singing a song, nothing crazy, and performing it for a library, when she realized that something must have snuck up right behind her. What appears to be a humanoid shape can be seen. You even are able to tell that there's facial features.
Yeah, it's not a human though, because you'd be able to tell from the skin color. even with that dim lighting, you'd still be able to make out the peach pink coloring of
And
the
the
skin.
moment Jasmine realizes that there's something else to it, the figure disappears. TikTok user Mowgli31100 is venturing through an old abandoned building, and paranormal activity seems to unfold right in front of him. In the search for mysterious forces, he comes across even more inexplicable encounters.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يما
This whole night peaks with him capturing a jinn, apparently.
Okay. That's creepy.
What exactly could he capture here? An evil spirit. Looks like a child was giving him a visit here. No.
Alright,
Oh, it is uncertain if the spirit popped up once more this night. But I'm sure Mowgli didn't sleep too well after that.
Alright. Got 2 more left. So next one is 5 scary videos to watch at night. Alright, now before I start this, hey Prendo, if you're still there, would you like to join me for the Saturday Night Scares next weekend? Alright, I'll be looking for his. I'll be waiting for his response if he's typing it in. But I'll be starting at midnight.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos to watch alone at night. If you want to submit a scary paranormal video, then post it on my subreddit, Sir Spooks, or send it to my email, sirspooksbusiness@gmail.com. Remember to provide timestamps. With that said, let's begin. It may come as a surprise for some of you paranormal lovers out there, but there are actually some paranormal documentaries that are available to watch right now on YouTube. The channel Full Dark Paranormal Explorers has one uploaded on August 22nd, 2019, and in it they explore the supposedly haunted White Hill Mansion, which is located on the Delaware River. Throughout the video, we follow a group of people walking their way in the mansion and looking around, which is quite common for videos like this. However, approximately 20 minutes in is when something starts to happen. While the group is idle in the sick room on the 2nd floor, they suddenly hear something that startles them. Take a listen.
Alright. We just want to know if there's somebody here with us.
Footsteps.
Guys, that's somebody walking. I hear that.
Holy f***. That was me whispering.
That's the door.
Who's here?
The sound of the footsteps understandably takes the group by surprise for a moment, and most people will probably feel the same way. Just a few minutes later, one of the men explains that on his way exiting the mansion, he says that you can see an, quote, anomaly floating around my neck, end quote. What do you think happened in the White Hill Mansion that day? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Lego Papa TV is a small YouTube channel that uploads videos of himself exploring haunted or abandoned places in his area and other horror-related content. In an upload published on January 30th, 2020, the channel owner is shown exploring a creepy rundown asylum. During the course of the video, nothing spooky seems to occur, at least not until around 10 minutes in. As he's walking down a corridor, you can see something very bizarre in the background. Take a look.
Okay. So, I guess that's a good thing. Maybe I could do some paranormal stuff. Let's check this out. Are we gonna go to the stage up there?
I saw it.
I guess that's a good thing. Maybe I could do some paranormal stuff.
There's a figure walking right behind
Are we
you
gonna go
down
to the stage
that
up
end of
there?
the hall.
It may not be anything but shadows, but those hallways certainly don't look empty. If you look just hard enough, you can see what appears to be a dark figure peering its eyes at the channel owner as he walks around. This is definitely something that he did not notice either, as there is no reaction from him anywhere in the video. One thing is for sure, it must have been terrifying for him to see that figure when he watched the footage back for himself.
That was creepy.
As we have mentioned a couple of times in the past on this channel, closed-circuit television footage, more often referred to as CCTV footage, is a form of security camera video. Usually these types of cameras are placed in the corners of rooms and other locations for security and safety purposes, and can be found in many places throughout the world. However, sometimes instead of capturing something simple like a burglar or any sort of criminal, these cameras often capture very creepy things. On February 4th, 2020, a Reddit user named Never2 posted a video to the subreddit Ghosts. He explains that in the video we are watching his mother's driveway in the woods. He says that in the video something strange happens. Take a look. A white object zooms by at a rapid speed, past the camera and past the mother's driveway. Some people may be dismissive at first and say it is just a light, but then, if you couldn't see it, a white shadow then moves its way past the parked car and off into the distance. While this is happening, the camera seems to be glitching a bit too. Some of the commenters on this video agree that the shadow phenomenon is creepy, whereas some say that they cannot see any sort of shadow. Some even say it could be a lens flare. What do you think was captured in the driveway that night? Be sure to tell me below.
I have no idea. The light itself can be explained by, just like maybe a bug on the lens or something like that, but I ain't never seen no bug on the lens cause a glitch like that. How did they pull that one off?
The Haunted Side is perhaps one of the most well-known and beloved YouTube channels you can find that frequently uploads long exploration videos of haunted places for the enjoyment of its subscribers. In one episode published by the crew on February 1st, 2020, they venture out to the Cleanwater Demon House, located in Reno, Nevada. It does not take that long for something genuinely creepy to happen.
I've seen this.
Only 8 minutes into the video, one of the guys enters a room with a device and asks out loud, "Who is in here?" He then sees a strange symbol on the wall in front of him, which creeps him out. After this, the device then says anti-prey, which one of the men believes could be a curse.
Who's in here? What is that?
I don't know, but it's on the walls in a couple of spots.
What does that mean? Oh, good God.
Anti-prey.
Anti-prey? Does that mean that...
I mean, anti-prey would be a curse?
Yeah. Does that mean that that's not good? Is that bad? Is there something bad here?
About 10 minutes later, they capture what appears to be a shadow figure on one of their cameras.
What it is about that staircase, but it just doesn't feel good. What was that?
What?
I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window.
Right as I was walking back into the house, I just happened to glance down at the camera's LED screen. I thought I saw some kind of black shadow behind that window, but I didn't even realize until I reviewed the footage that I'd captured probably one of the best shadow figures I've ever seen. And here's where it gets even more compelling. This is the shot from the camera that was sitting inside of that room. I'm going to sync up the audio from this camera to our cameras and show you that there's no explainable reason that something should have been behind that door.
I don't know what it is about that staircase, but it just doesn't feel good. What was that?
Yeah, there's nothing
I
there.
think that was a shadow. But it was on the other side of that window.
That was definitely one of their best pieces of paranormal evidence yet. What do you think the haunted side captured inside the Clearwater Demon House that day?
Good clip. That's still a good clip.
Wake Paranormal TV, much like the majority of channels on this list, uploads paranormal content to their YouTube channel, with much of it being exploration-type videos. In Madison, Ohio, there's a place that is said to be incredibly haunted and heavily eerie. This place is known as the Madison Seminary. In Madison Seminary is another place known as Sarah's Room. On February 3rd, the crew members behind the channel went to explore the area, and what they captured was truly creepy. While sitting in the room listening in, the men suddenly hear a large crash coming from within the area, much to their fright. They then attempted to look around to find answers, but they were not met with any luck. Just a little later on, while standing behind a door, they hear a very similar sound coming from the hallway, and one of the members of the group, Keith, says he felt a sensation grabbing onto his forearm.
What was that?
I got a really weird sensation on my right arm right now, like someone's squeezing my forearm.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you lift your sleeve up? I wonder if you have any markings.
And I feel ice cold, man. Like chills. Oh, man. It feels like someone was gripping my forearm, just now like move. It's like every time we open that closet door now, it's like that's twice now. Something happened.
Something's lit us outside the room.
Something outside.
The noise out here.
Right.
To get us out here with the door open again.
Right.
Finally, towards the end of the video, one of the group members is standing behind a door again, but suddenly a look of pure and genuine shock emerges onto his face, and he starts pointing at the door, which makes the group question what is going on. He then goes on to explain that he heard and possibly even felt something in the closet move.
Whoa. What did you hear? Dude, something in that closet just fucking moved. I swear. Was it that sound? No. It was in the fucking closet. That box or something, that doll or something in that fucking thing moved.
Sounds like your fingers on every tried.
Something about the look on his face and the way he explains everything comes across as genuine, and he seems as if he was very creeped out, which gives this video a lot more credibility. But at the end of the day, it seems like we may never truly know the answer as to who or what was with Wake Paranormal TV that day in Sarah's room. What do you think was in the room with them? Be sure to let me know. And that was 5 scary videos to watch alone at night. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did...
I did, thank you. Alright, and the last one for this evening, 13 YouTubers who became possessed.
All of the YouTubers on this list claim to have been directly possessed or witnessed a possession and recorded it. Number 13. A YouTuber named Spider Reed doesn't really believe in Bloody Mary and decides to take the mirror challenge at 3 a.m. He spins around 3 times while saying her name. Immediately afterwards, he gets a very distant look and goes down. Spider Reed doesn't move from the ground for over 1 full minute. When he finally gets to his feet again, he hardly looks the same as before. He slowly turns around and leaves the room in a dreamlike state, with his eyes still closed. If this is a true possession, then exactly how long he stayed possessed for, or what happened next is unclear. Number 12. A YouTuber named Cooper Mackey says he has been hearing weird laughing voices around his house lately, and his sister has been acting really bizarre. So he grabs the camera and starts recording. It isn't long until his sister stops talking and slips into another one of her strange trances.
You can stop, okay? Okay?
She briefly snaps out of it for a couple of minutes, and then goes back under.
God. Oh, God. Shay, please.
This time she wakes up and remembers nothing. The way I see it, this has to be one of 3 possibilities. Either all of this is just acting, a real medical disorder, or an actual possession. Based on what I've seen, it's probably only a matter of time before something like this happens again. Number 11. When Joey Salvatore and his friends learn that their entire neighborhood is rumored to be haunted, they go to the local cemetery and try to get something on tape. They don't really find much, and eventually come back home, but it looks like something found them and managed to attach itself to a friend named Roger. Now he is standing motionless with his back to them in a dark room, and they are too freaked out to do anything more than secretly record his reflection in a mirror. After a while, he sits down at...
I'm going to be doing another one of these, a special catch-up episode on my Tuesday night, your Wednesday afternoon. Are you going to be available then? If not, we can always do it next Saturday. Yeah, I'll probably be in bed by that time. Because 6:30 your time would be 4:30 a.m. my time. So probably next Saturday would be the best time. We'll figure it out as time goes, because I do want to do another one of these with you again.
And stops moving completely, so they decide to put Roger in his room and check on him later. Roger's nowhere to be found, at least not at first.
What's going on? What the fuck? Roger! I'm done.
They are totally freaking out when Roger comes wandering back into the room completely fine, wondering what had happened. The group feels unsafe at this point and has no choice but to send Roger on his way. Eventually Roger says that he was just playing a joke on them, but it's unclear if he really means it or if he is just in denial. Number 10. This video could be someone talking gibberish in their sleep, or it could be a possession, as uploader JRon2 seems to think. Listen to this part and tell me if you think she could be speaking an ancient language.
Oh yeah? What does that mean?
One person in the comments section for this video thinks she might be saying something like, on the other side of the gods in Old Latin, whatever that means. If a second person could verify that this was what she said, then maybe we would know if she was possessed or just mumbling. Number 9. YouTuber Lance Stewart has always had his critics when it comes to his paranormal videos, but in this video, Lance doesn't claim he got possessed, but rather someone else who is just participating. They are doing a Ouija board challenge and actually managed to capture some interesting paranormal moments, most notably at the 8-minute and 42-second mark when the camera picks up an unknown voice saying, "Turn it off."
Is it I love you? Yes!
Is the ghost implying that it does not want to be filmed? Maybe this is a warning they should have heeded, because later in the day, well after they are done with the Ouija board, Lance finds his ex-girlfriend Lizzie acting very strangely. She's lying on the bed with her eyes rolled back, not saying a word. Lance sounds extremely concerned when she says it's just a prank. Do you think she was telling the truth, or did whatever possessed her just want to give Lance a false sense of security? Either way, this video should serve as an example of how you need to exercise massive caution when using a Ouija board. Number 8. A YouTuber named Musamir Khan records his neighbor.
I say that because it was a beautiful prank. I don't know if it was really a prank. How did she roll her eyes back like that? You know, if it was a real possession, it's concerning. But if it was just a prank, bravo, you beautiful bitch. I love it.
They're having an argument one floor up. Musamil knows that there's only one person in the apartment, but somehow at least 2 voices are coming out of the same man. I didn't really hear what he was talking about until this part in particular. Listen to this and tell me if you hear multiple voices panting, breathing, and speaking at the same time. Musamil keeps recording until his roommate wakes up and shuts the door. Later, he says the police eventually took his neighbor into custody, who by that time had removed his clothes and was acting even more possessed. It's hard to tell from this video whether this man was actually possessed or just under the influence of something, which still doesn't fully explain how numerous voices could come out of one person at the same time. Number 7. A YouTuber named Tyler Hardy wakes up in the middle of the night only to find one of his friends standing in the corner with his back turned. Tyler wakes up everyone else and they soon agree that he must be sleepwalking. They're in the middle of laughing at him when they realize to their horror that he is not exactly sleeping after all. This video is only about half a minute long, so it's hard to tell if he is really possessed or not. That shrieking hiss is definitely a strong indication that he really was, though. Maybe if it was a little longer, we would know for sure. Number 6. A YouTuber named Faster Than Pasta is experimenting with a homemade Ouija board and manages to contact a 44-year-old spirit named Simon. Simon doesn't appear to be very happy about being summoned and interrogated by some kids, so he spells out his displeasure.
Do you want to be friends? We're so sorry.
Less than 10 minutes later, Faster Than Pasta begins to look different and feel strange. She looks at her hands as though they are foreign objects, and then her head goes down. Her knees give out and she falls to the ground, woozy. When she recovers, she looks over at her friend Jimmy only to discover that now he is the one acting strange. It seems as if Simon the Spirit is switching between both of them at will.
Jimmy, what are you doing? What happened?
Eventually, Jimmy too passes out with absolutely no recollection of what happened upon waking. Tell me if you think they are really getting possessed or just acting. Parts of this video are pretty convincing, but I can't say for sure. Number 5,
I think they're just acting, because why would they switch the camera back and forth between each other while this is going on? It's one thing to have the camera on a singular person, but I would, if that was really going on in front of me, I would have dropped the camera to help.
YouTuber named Dillionaire Vlogs is trying his hardest to summon a ghost, and he won't take no for an answer. First, he tries to command the supernatural by force, then he makes fun of them and does whatever else he can think of to get any kind of reaction.
Where the demons at, man?
This was taken in 2017 during Irma, and Dillionaire hopes that...
Hey, yo, where the demons at? Who says that? Sorry, I'm fixing the camera so much. Just want to make sure that you guys get the best... the best angle, so that way you can see my reactions and the video as well.
Electrified atmosphere will somehow help the spirit world connect with his own. Apparently it works. The camera falls over by itself, and a voice that sounds like Dillionaire clearly says, "I'm here."
Hello? Anyone here?
Dillionaire claims that he was possessed during this part, and made to say this against his will, though I'm not so sure about that. Then again, 134 people lost their lives during Irma, so it wouldn't really surprise me if one of them really did use his body as a conduit to say hello. Number 4. When a YouTuber named Noah Faddis learns that an old section of his school is haunted, he and his friends grab a camera and check it out. They are making a parody of shows like Ghost Hunters when suddenly their skit is interrupted by running footsteps and knocking on the walls. Noah sprints off to investigate while his friends hang back. Loud noises fill the hallway from all directions, and then everything gets way too quiet. The two remaining friends strain their eyes and hear Noah's twisted voice calling out for them.
Okay. We're done. No, let's go.
Soon Noah comes around the corner looking vicious and ready for a confrontation. Either this entire video is...
That is so clearly makeup. You look at that smile. That is a smile of, oh yeah, this is me. Why so serious?
Just a school project, or whatever is down here seems to have claimed Noah for themselves, and I doubt they are giving him back anytime soon. Number 3. Leo Streetski claims to have been possessed by a demonic force during the making of these 2 videos. The majority of the first 20-minute video is simply him glaring at a camera.
Some of these possession videos are just hilarious to look at.
With a demented, menacing expression while pacing from room to room. Often, he films out the window at nothing in particular, almost as if he is frantically searching for someone to give him further instructions. The few times he does speak, his voice is harsh and strained. During this part, I think he says something like, "Exit here now," followed by a maniacal laugh. "Exit here now." Again, he returns to the window to look for something only he can see.
Okay, hold on here a second. Oh, okay, alright, I gotta bring this up now because Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, I now have my thumbnail for my next Paranormal Man. Thank you. Thank you. Crazy man.
Something like exit here now, followed by a maniacal laugh.
Exit here now.
Again, he returns to the window to look for something only he can see. It's hard to say if Leo is faking these videos, or really thinks he is possessed. Both of these videos only have a handful.
You really think it's that hard to tell if he's faking it?
Of views and are very long, so I don't think he is doing this for attention. Number 2, this girl hears a loud commotion in her sister's room and grows concerned. When she goes to check on her sibling, something huge hits the ground on the other side. Then the door to her sister's room seems to close all by itself. The scared girl tries to stand outside of the room for some time and simply listens. Finally, she musters enough courage to try again, and this is what she sees waiting for her. Her sister sits stiffly in bed, staring ahead while creepy music plays from nowhere. Her room is completely wrecked, and she does not respond or say anything at all. Well, I guess this video could be some sort of behavioral problem or even a prank. My gut instinct tells me that this was most likely a real possession. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1, years ago a YouTuber was watching the 2012 Video Music Awards when he observed a brief but noticeable change in the eyes and facial structure of one rapper in particular. This close-up of Lil Wayne shows that he was definitely not wearing eye contacts to change his eye color, but during one point the rapper looks totally different, even if just for only a moment. I personally think this theory is a little far-fetched, but I do find it interesting all the same. I was thinking that powerful stage lights could maybe have caused this effect, but I will admit that watching frame by frame is pretty unsettling. I'm definitely not saying that Lil Wayne was possessed for certain, but at the same time I would like to get your best guess as to what's really going on here if possible. If you have a problem with biting your nails, these top 13 videos are definitely not going to help.
Alright. So that was that. That's a thing. Oh my gosh. That last guy though, that guy with that. Thank you so much for that thumbnail. Just thank you for that thumbnail. I am using that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That was the last video. Again, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys either on my next recording or my next live stream, which will be on Tuesday night. A special catch-up video, if you will. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay.